Okay, so I saw this chart and I thought it was interesting. I want to talk about it because I have a kind of a controversial or not actively talked about opinion, right? So 43% equates lack of commitment and incompatibility are, part of one of the top reasons for divorces. Now, I'm going to include communication issues and a little bit of infidelity, okay? Because again, majority of this is filed by women, right? Majority of all these divorces are filed by women. So why do I want to talk about this? Because I have a theory. And again, it's not necessarily based on any studies. I believe that majority of divorces, right? Pretty much all that, a bit of this, probably a bit of that. It is because women find relationships boring. Now, that is a study. That is a study that I forgot where it was from, but it has shown that women, a lot of women get bored easier, quicker in long-term committed relationships. Women get bored quicker. And I've said this before, where I believe the most dangerous emotion a woman can have is boredom, right? If a woman is bored, she will F up your life. She will leave you. She will cheat on you, right? She will F up your life. I believe if a woman is bored, she will do anything and everything to change up that boredom, to satiate, okay, the gods of excitement, okay? So she would leave you, try to find grass is greener. Comes with that boredom is that she's fallen out of love with you, right? She's fallen out of love with you. She's not in love with you anymore. Or she's settled for you, and now after some time she realized that she can't stand it anymore, right? She can't stand being with someone she settled for anymore. So she doesn't have the spark, right? The spark, that chemistry that women talk about, the vibe that women talk about. And I believe, right, these are very ambiguous. So again, I'm trying to make some correlations, maybe connect the dots in my opinion, that a lot of women, okay, grass is greener, right, get bored quicker, all this stuff. That's the thing where it's not, you can see that infidelity is not even that high. Money's not even that high of a thing. DV is not that high. What is high, in my opinion, is because she's bored with you. She's bored with the life that she has created with you. And I'll get social media is part of it, right? But again, at the end of the day, she's bored. Here's a woman that will break up your vows, break your heart, possibly cheat on you, leave you, break up her family because she's bored. She's fallen out of love with you because she's bored. She would cheat on you because she's bored. Again, that is why I've said I believe the most dangerous emotion a woman can have is boredom. And if you see a woman that's bored, if you see a woman that doesn't do things within the marriage to try to make things not so boring, watch out. She's getting ready to leave.
You seem like a very pleasant person. However, you're a prostitute. That's an immediate no-go. Otherwise, I think you're an attractive girl and you have a very pleasant personality. But because you're involved in work, it's an immediate disqualifier. It's a deal breaker. There's no scenario, even though you seem like, honestly, you're one of the most pleasant women we've ever had on the show. You're an attractive girl. I'm not saying this to be mean or anything. I wouldn't date you because of the work that you're involved with. That's the end of the story. In the same way that there's plenty of women who don't want to date me because I've got this podcast and I'm out there on the internet. I don't object to women not wanting to date me because I'm out there and I have maybe controversial opinions. I think that's fine.
Do you think it's a better preference for people to immediately disqualify somebody from dating them just because they do work?
There's a lot of fish in the pool, and yes, in the same way that women disqualify men very quickly for a myriad of reasons, yes, work is a perfectly valid, immediate disqualifier.
Would you say that people ought to be doing that?
Yes, I would strongly recommend not dating a prostitute.
I think what he said was correct. But what I really want to talk about, okay, is this comment under that video. And it just shows you honestly, the stupidity of a lot of men, the simpish nature of a lot of men, the beta or desperation of a lot of men. So let's check this out. He doesn't represent all men. If she is pleasant, pretty, and we have common interests, I would absolutely date her. But if things get serious, she will have to end that type of work. Does that not counteract what you just said? That you wouldn't date her. You wouldn't be serious with her, right? You wouldn't be serious with her if she does sex work. Literally what he said. He's not saying, oh, I wouldn't have sex with you, right? He's saying that I wouldn't date you. Dating, in my opinion, you're taking the person serious, okay? Because if I'm not on the camp where if you're dating a woman, you just think about I just want to have sex with her and I'm waiting for the one I actually love. No, that's BS garbage shit. I don't support that, and that's not my MO. Because I'm not dating someone that I just want to have sex with and I'm waiting on a woman that's better. That's absolutely jerkish behavior. But if you're actually dating someone and then wishing later down the road they will change up something about them, you are a disgusting person. You are a two-faced person. Because literally you counteract what you said. He doesn't represent all men, but yet you literally said you can't accept what she does for work. You can't. I mean, you could accept it in the beginning, right? Because you're probably a simp-ash fucking loser, but you eventually want her to change. and I've said this before, both men and women, never date somebody you want to change down the road, because that's disingenuous of you, because you actually didn't like them or love them for who they are, for whatever traits, whatever lifestyle, whatever about them. You didn't love them for that. Okay? Be with someone you will accept 100%. Now, if they choose to change themselves, that's up to them, right? That'll be an added bonus that if you date this sex worker, right, you love everything about her, you accept that, you accept that she's not perfect, right? She does sex work, you don't like it, but she changes it up, great, it's a bonus. But you never pressured her, you never cared if she changed it up or not. Then I would say that yes, you are that one man, right, that he doesn't represent. But literally, you are exactly what he's talking about. You just ignore the times, you just, hoping that they will change. But literally, you proved his point. You proved his point that you wouldn't take serious someone that does sex work. So men like this are so disingenuous. Men like this, okay, will become, in my opinion, abusive, violent liars, right? They're two-faced men. I love you, right? You're pretty, we have common interests. I want to be with you, but you know what? Once I got you, you need to change. That is jerkish behavior. That is dishonest. That is two-faced men. You are a liar.
Do you ever date a guy or hang out with a guy or hang out with a guy and then it's disappointing in more ways than one, and then you have to set him free, right? You're like, oh, like, it's not really working for me. This is for my high libido girlies, okay? Everyone's not in this camp, which is totally, everyone's different. And then you set him free, and then eventually, obviously, he's gonna start dating someone new. So then, I don't know, like, sometimes I see guys that I've set free and they have, like, are in relationships now, which this is not a hater situation. I'm like, good for you, as you should. But I can't help my brain from having the information that I know she's not getting laid out properly. So a piece of me is like, I hate this for you, sis. Like, you can do better. But also, maybe she doesn't need that. Some people don't need that, right? Right?
Do you wonder what a high body count woman looks like? Exhibit A, right? Exhibit A. What does a high body count woman, right? What does she think? Exhibit A, right? You know that she's been piped down amazingly by that one chat, or maybe a couple of chats, right? And now she compares every other man to that one or a couple handful of chats. But she couldn't make it work with that Chad, right? Because for whatever reason, right? He's a cheater, he's a liar, he can't commit, whatever. But now this woman has been piped down so well by this Chad that every other man cannot compare. Cannot compare. And you wonder why men talk about high body count, right? Men talk about the high likelihood that you cannot pair bond, right, accurately with someone. And I find this also really sad in a way that a lot of women, what happened to an emotional connection, okay? And I'm not saying that, yes, if sex is terrible, but it's like, what happened to the emotional connection, right? Actually adding to the sex and then developing better sex, right? I mean, maybe I'm too old-fashioned, right? Where you would think that, okay, you have an emotional connection, which makes the sex better, in my opinion. And then, you start talking, communicating, what you can do to make it better. What can you, what happens can be. Because here's the thing for me, I'm going to be honest, right? I mean, needlessly honest. Where I don't have, like, tons and tons of partners. So I have really, I can't last that long, right? But I mean, here's the thing. Practice makes perfect, okay? Once I get started, it builds up. So I'm going to say that things can improve, right? Okay? Let's say I get into a new relationship. It's, I admit, it's not the best at the start. But one, I would think emotional is a very high part. And then, as time goes on, I've been in a relationship where I've had girlfriends say it gets better right, later on. Because, again, it's not like I have a body count of, 100 and I'm piping down a woman every single week. So, if you're not doing it, you lose. I'm needless to share. I'm just saying that I find it sad with how the hookup culture, right? Hookup culture has changed society where there's no more passion, right? There's no more, like, where's the emotional connection? Where's the passion? Now it's just sex. It's just pure sex. It's just like a whole bunch of situationships, right? Whole bunch of situationships. You're not communicating. You're not trying to make things better. You don't have an emotional connection. And then now you're always comparing it to someone better, and then you wonder why every relationship sucks because, oh, he doesn't pipe me down like that Chad I once had. I don't know. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. I just find, like, I guess, with hookup culture, with situationship, one night stand shit, it had ruined dating, right? So people who are romantics, people who want relationships, people who want, love, passion. Maybe I'm just too stupidly old fashioned. So that's why I can't hang with the, with the modern day dating.
So you gonna do it or what? Like,
no, I'm not doing that, baby. I'm sorry.
what do you mean?
What you mean? Why would I want? I don't want to do that.
You just gave me reasons.
But listen, you gotta think about, we had history, right? And if I block him, he's gonna be like upset. He's gonna be worried and wonder where I've been at, what I've been doing.
Why, oh my gosh! Why the fuck are you worried about what he's gonna be worried about?
What you mean? That's
You're not
my
gonna-
ex.
So what?
If it's my ex,
Listen, if you're not gonna block him, I'm not gonna be in a relationship with you. Why would you even respond to that message? That first of all, oh
Babe,
my
I just don't feel
God,
like we're grown enough to not like we don't have to block each other's exes. Like that's corny to me.
Listen, I never said that from the jump. You gave me a reason to make him want to get blocked.
Okay, I'm not going to block him though, even if you say it.
So you're texting him though.
I don't care. I'm not blocking him. I'm sorry, because I don't want him to be worried, trying to figure out where I've been at, what I've been at. Like, I still want him to see. As a matter of fact, it's not like that. I want him to see us. I want him to see how
Now you
I
want
got
to
me
see
a good
us.
nigga. I got me like,
You about to lose
a
a good
nigga
nigga.
that's
That's
way
what you about to
better
do.
than him. I'm not
You about
losing
to
no
lose a
nigga
great
first off. I'm not
I
losing no
promise
nigga,
you.
so don't say that.
Listen,
Don't even wish that.
I'm gonna tell you this right now.
Don't speak on it.
If you can't block him right now, I'm gonna have to go drop you off home.
Which I'm not blocking him. I'm
Okay,
not blocking
alright,
him.
cool.
I don't care. So I don't know what you about to do because I'm not blocking him. I don't care. I love you and I don't love him anymore and I'm not blocking him. Like, what's the point? What is it gonna
What
do?
is the point of you
That
keeping
doesn't
him?
mean he's not gonna still
You
try
want him to
to
still text you and stuff
No,
and
I
see
don't.
your
I
stuff
don't
or
want him
what?
to text me, bro. Like, now you're about to get mad, bro.
I'm getting you mad.
Yes, because I never told you to block your ex. Like,
right,
what?
because I'm not texting my fucking ex.
It don't
I'm not
matter.
responding to
It
her
don't matter.
messages.
It don't matter. I'm not
I
blocking
don't care if
him.
you just said thank
I
you.
don't care. He needs to still see what the fuck I got going on. He needs to see how he lost out on a bad bitch. What you talking
You're
about?
responding thank you with a heart for what?
What you mean?
What are you responding for? That's your ex.
Okay, I won't respond anymore, but I'm not
No,
blocking him.
if you can't block him, then we're done. I'm telling you.
I'm not blocking him.
Okay, well, all right, so we're done. I'm gonna take
So
you
you
home.
wanna break up
I'm gonna
with
take you home. Yeah, of course. I'm gonna take you home, and you're gonna have to figure out what you're gonna do with your ex.
Now,
Right?
all right, this is why I'm definitely not blocking him.
Okay.
If you want to break up with me just because I'm not blocking you.
I'm not gonna argue no more. You already showed me your true colors. You a big ass red flag.
Like, you're weird as hell.
Anybody else would say the same
It
shit.
don't matter, bro. I'm not blocking him. Like, what the fuck?
Okay, all right.
It's not bothering you. He didn't text you. Like, what are you
texted
talking
you and
about?
he said thank
It
you,
don't
so
matter.
what?
I'm not
Doesn't
blocking
matter.
my ex. I don't care.
All right,
I
cool.
don't.
Having a girlfriend is embarrassing. The whole talk about having a boyfriend is embarrassing. This is the thing where it's women who want to make distinctions where it has to be a man or a woman. No, just a bad person. But no, women need to make that distinction. Fine, having a girlfriend, right, is embarrassing. This is the thing where we don't hold shitty people accountable, right? And I love it. I love that this man has boundaries, self-respect, right? He loves himself, so he's not letting anyone cross his boundaries. We need more people, but in particular, we need more men who are like this. Stick to your boundaries, right? Stick to your boundaries because again, we have so many people who don't understand that, men can have boundaries, men can have standards, and we have so many people who, because for men, women are always our weakness, so we let things slide, and it happens a lot where it builds up and then maybe weeks later we bring it up. It's men's mentality, okay? It's because a lot of men let things slide. We shouldn't, because women don't, right? Women do not let shit slide, so men shouldn't as well. So I support more men having boundaries. Now, this could be a skit, right? Shit online, you can never fucking trust shit online. But I see it as just an example, right? An example that hold true, right? Hold true to your boundaries. Have boundaries. Man or woman, have boundaries. Now, talking about the video itself, she's trifling. Like, you can see the red flags, okay? Like you said, red flags. Which is weird, right? That's why you should trust your instincts. As men, we should trust our instincts. She cared more about her ex's feelings than she does about her current boyfriend's feelings. Again, this is why it shows that this man has self-respect. He cares about himself, right? Because men that don't, they will let it go, right? They will let it go. It's like, okay, fine. It is what it is until it builds up. We can't do that, right? So, yeah, great. She's a red flag. Good that he hold true.
The only reason why a lot of people say that they would stop being friends with someone if they found out that their friend had cheated on their partner is because that is what they wish that their partner's friends would do to their partner if that happened to them. Like, if they got cheated on, they would want that person's friends to isolate them. It's a fantasy, okay? It's ego-driven, and they are projecting what they wish would happen in their life onto other people. But it's not rooted in reality, because there's absolutely no way you guys are gonna stop being friends with somebody because they stepped outside of their marriage or relationship. Stop lying. Oh, it's proof that they're not loyal. It's proof that they'll betray you if they betray their own partner. You're comparing cheating on your partner to your friend backstabbing you and doing something terrible to you. You're comparing cheating to backstabbing. Okay. Like kissing, making out, or having sexual intercourse with another person is to be compared with somebody going out of their way to backstab you and like do you really dirty. At some point, you guys are gonna have to accept that some people are great partners and terrible friends, and some people are great friends and terrible partners. Like, people are multifaceted. Every aspect of somebody's life does not connect back to another aspect of their life, right? Like, the side that a person sees in one aspect of their life is not the side that their family sees or their friend sees. Like, that's very possible. It happens all the time. People have different sides to them. No, we shouldn't be condoning infidelity in our friendships. Like, we should be holding our friends accountable when they do things that we consider to be immoral or wrong or whatever. Like, we should be telling them, hey, you shouldn't treat your partner like that. But to stop being friends with them altogether, come on, guys. No.
Her shit is so stupid. Here's the thing, okay? No one is perfect. No one's perfect, right? Perfectly good, perfect. No one's perfect. But I would say this: be consistent. be consistent. That's the thing. I find it amazing that women are so like women will make anything and everything. They will do everything in their power to make excuses for other women. Okay, how many times you hear on this app of women saying, "Oh, men need to hold other men accountable." You saying, "Oh, don't do this." It's not really holding someone accountable. Okay, because they're not suffering any consequences for their actions. So you're not holding your friends accountable for the shitty behavior. But it's fine. I'm not on the camp where, oh, you must leave your friend. No, that's your fucking problem, right? That's your issue to bear. But this is the thing where a lot of women, in my honest opinion, are not as intelligent, or at least emotionally intelligent, as they perceive themselves to be. So imagine this: a person who is multifaceted, in the sense that they will act with you one way, right, and act with another person different way, shows you their inconsistency, show you that they have the propensity to be a two-face. So here's the thing where I find it women to be so emotionally, maybe intellectually unintelligent. It is like to say that, oh, you know, the lack of loyalty, and then talking about cheating, it's like, fucking, you're ridiculous. Because here's the thing: if your friend has the propensity inside, right, they can cheat on their partner, right? Someone they give their body to, someone they supposedly commit to, someone they say they love, and they can cheat on that person, they can betray that person, they can backstab that person. You cannot be surprised. I'm not saying that they would, but you cannot be surprised that there is a chance, given an opportunity, whatever situation, that they may do the same to you. Because here's the thing: a partner, in my honest opinion, is a higher level than a friendship. Because here's the thing: usually a partner you share your body with, usually a partner you share finances with, usually a partner you share life with. So, in my honest opinion, a partner is at a higher level than a friendship. So, if a person can betray their partner, you cannot be surprised that if given the opportunity, given the chance, right, they can betray you. That's the problem. That's the problem where it shows that, oh, they already have a lack of morality. Their morality isn't that strong. Now, I'm not saying this is 100%, but what people have to understand is that, you know what? You got to see red flags. This is why a lot of men, you know, say body count matters. It's not the body count that matters, right? It's what things represent. Why the past matters, it's what things represent. So you cannot predict the future, right? You cannot predict the future. But what you can do is know their past and then make logical decisions. So if a friend of yours cheated in all of their relationships, you cannot be surprised, but you can make an educated guess that they may betray your friendship if they don't even value the relationships are in their life, right? Let's say you have a partner, right? A partner deals with a woman that every relationship she's been in, she cheated on. Well, he used that information. He can't predict that, oh, she's definitely going to cheat on me, but he can infer that there's a high likelihood that she may cheat on him. And that's the point. That's the point where you have to see that my friend has such low morality. Now, it's not 100%, but there's a chance that my friend can backstab me in the back because their morality is for shit. That's the thing. That's the problem with a lot of women, you know. And again, I'm just saying, be consistent, right? If you don't think cheating is that big of a deal, then stop holding men to these standards, right? That's my point. That's my point at the end of the day, where I constantly hear women say, oh, women cheat just as much as men. Oh, cheaters are bad, you know, cheaters like, well, it seems like you don't care.
Sorry, I just really do not agree with this take. It's fine that people have this take because a lot of people do. That's fine. But the type of friend I am, if my friend comes up to me and says she cheated on her boyfriend, I'm going to be like, why would you do that? You should have just dumped him, right? Let's talk about it over Cheesecake Factory. But also, most likely, the relationship's going to blow up in her face. Like, it's not going to continue to be a happy relationship. And in that time, I'm going to be there to support her. Not support her actions, support her emotionally, right? I'm going to be there for her because I'm like, you know you're dead wrong. You know these are the consequences of your own actions, that y'all broke up. Let's go to Cheesecake Factory because I'm not going to let you cry at home all day. I'm just not going to do that. That's not the type of friend I am. But I get it. Some people are very strict and they're like, oh, you were dead wrong for that. You hurt your boyfriend's feeling. You hurt them. I'm no longer friends with you. That's not the type of friend I am. I'm not. Like, that's just not how I move. That's not how I operate. To me, I can say your actions were wrong while still being friends with someone. Sorry, people aren't perfect and people make mistakes, and cheating is a mistake. You can't accidentally cheat on someone. It's a conscious decision, right? So, yeah, but that's just the way I am. I understand people don't feel the same way, and that's fine.
It's the hypocrisy for me. So at the end, it's saying cheating is a conscious action. You can't accidentally do it. So how is it a mistake? How is it a mistake that you cheated? You didn't just fall on top of this man. You actively did it, right? You knew what you were doing. So if you know what you're doing, how is it a mistake? This is a thing where I don't care, right? If you stay with your friend, that's you. Right? But this is the problem I have with women like this, with this take, because there's a few women, okay, who agrees that, you know, cheating is not wrong, who agrees that, you know, it's a mistake. Fine. That is up to you, which I would say the hypocrisy of that, to say that, oh, men need to hold other men accountable for men doing bad things, yet women rarely ever hold other women actually accountable, right? Here's an example, literal example. If women are going to say that, oh, you need to hold men accountable, I'm going to point women to this video, right? I'm going to point women to this video, because hold men accountable, women don't even do it. Women don't even hold other women accountable. So, God forbid, you're expecting men to do it? That's insane, right? And to think that, okay, here's a woman that really was kind of a hypocrite, okay, but viewing cheating as a mistake, fine, right? But then you are excusing the cheating. You are excusing the bad behavior. You are taking away accountability. Even in your words, you said it's not, essentially not a mistake, right? You didn't accidentally do it. You chose to do it. You can't choose to do something and then, after the fact, view it as a mistake. That is the hypocrisy, right? It's not a misguided action. You knew what you were doing. You weren't misguided. What about it was misguided? You knew what you were doing. And then she's like doubling down on in the comments about, oh, it's a mistake, it's a mistake. How is it a mistake when out of your own mouth you said you knew what you were doing? You don't know what you're doing and then say it's a mistake. It doesn't make sense, right? A mistake is like, oh, my GPS fucked up and got me lost. It was a mistake that I end up in a bad neighborhood. You didn't know it. It's like you had very little to any responsibility in that action. That's a mistake, right? But when you purposely, oh, you know what? I'm going to drive to a bad area and found out, oh, you know what? I'm in a bad area. It's a mistake. That's not a mistake. You knew what you were doing, right? You are just a willful idiot. You are a willful idiot, okay? And again, I'm not telling people to like, oh, you know what? If she's a cheater, condemn your friend. No, because that is up to the individual, right? If you want to hold up to whatever moral values you have, that's up to you. But to double down and say it's a mistake and then say that, and then counter it with saying that she knew what she was doing. How is that fucking making sense? And then she's shooting people the definition of a mistake. Again, you're not misguided when you are willingly cheating, when you know you're cheating. You didn't just magically fall on top of a man, right? It didn't just happen out of nowhere, right? You didn't trip and fall and boom. You know what? He accidentally inserted himself into you. It's not a mistake. This is, again, Exhibit A. Why don't other men hold other men accountable? Because what's the point? What's the point? Women don't. A lot of people have very low sense of morality. It is what it is. They value their friend more than they value moral principles.
I'm not dating a man that does not banter. I need some back and forth. I need some excitement. I need creative insults back and forth. It just brings me so much joy. If you can't banter with me, we're just not gonna work out. I've dated people that I've tried to banter with, and I say one thing, and they're like, what? And I'm like, you know what? Nothing. But you should know that I'm never gonna talk to you again after this. But it's totally unrelated to that. And I've also dated men where it's like, I try to banter with them, and then they'll be like, that's why your mom never loved you. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not really, you should have said that more creatively, and then we could talk. I can't do.
I think a lot of women do not realize that they're too emotional to banter with. Men would love to have a great, fun conversation with a woman. Men would love it, but I believe most men have a story to tell where they will banter with women, they would joke, or they would have fun, and it turns into a fight. It turns into a shouting match. It turns into an argument. It is tiring. Right? It is absolutely tiring that, women will take, sometimes it's hard, but if you say the truth, if you say something she doesn't like, it will turn into an argument. I believe most men will have a story for you to hear where, yeah, they were having fun, just bantering around, just having a normal conversation, boom. You say something that she might not like, you say something she disagrees with, but disagrees with vehemently, it's an argument, it's a shouting match, it's tiring. No, because now it's just chaos. And this is what a lot of men feel. Women don't want banter, they want chaos. They want drama. Okay? Here's the thing where she also said that make it original, or what is it, make it creative. The fuck what do you think these people are, writers? It's like what, like, again, so you put a layer in, oh, it's not creative enough. You get angry at them. Right? The shit like that. Like, I feel like a lot of women, they don't want certain things. Like if they say they want banter, or they say they want excitement, all this stuff, what they really want is chaos, drama. That's what they really want, I believe. And you see it a lot, where something's normal, something is maybe fun or whatever, it usually turns into something drama, something dramatic, something chaotic. And it's usually the core is a woman, okay? She's been triggered by something. So a lot of men are very hesitant, right? Very hesitant in, making banter with women, doing something, particular with women, because he doesn't want an argument. He doesn't want chaos. So a lot of men are reserved when it comes to that. And women don't really understand that. Essentially, women have traumatized a lot of men. And more often than not, more women fall into that category.
I was 15 when I had a baby. I gave that baby up for adoption. 25 years later, I ended up dating that baby, not knowing he was my son. Fast forward, when I confronted him about it, when I told him about it, he told me he'd been new. He knew that I was his mother.
So one of the things that no one's saying is that as a 40-year-old woman, she was fine with dating a 25-year-old. 15 years age gap. Okay. Shows you that women will gladly date a pretty drastically young person. So women are no better than men. And this is a thing where, this is why you bring shame back to the community. This is why you bring shame back to the community. Because why did you think it was a good idea to go on social media and talk about your bullshit? Talk about your fucking insanity. Talk about your degenerateness. It's absolutely disgusting. One, fine, you date your son, which is insane. You also date a young ass man. but yet you thought it was a good idea to tell it to the world. This is why I said that black people do not care about their public image. They do not care how they represent their community. They don't. They do not care. They have been honestly affected by white culture's individualism, right? The individualistic ideology that white culture has produced. They don't care how they represent their community. And then she went to talk some more about it.
No, I did not sleep with my son. We were dating. Dating does not mean sleeping together. Anyway, now we're in therapy. It's very awkward. We're trying to work through it. No, we're not dating anymore. But I'm also suing him for emotional distress. Now, if he doesn't agree, my lawyer says we're going to take it to court. And now his family is mad at me. They're trying to say that I knew all this time. When I was 15, I pushed him out. I didn't even see him. They took him immediately. So no, I didn't know.
Emotional distress? You are the 40-year-old woman who thought it was a good idea to date a 25-year-old young-ass man. Right? You're the one who thought it was a good idea to date a fucking immature boy. Right? An immature man. Emotional distress? Absolutely. Because this is the thing where, again, he's a young man. He's accountable for his own actions, but you don't realize the probably emotional toll you put on him for giving up your son. Okay? So, again, I'm not taking away accountability. If he knew about it, he was a disgusting little boy. But again, lack of good parenting produced that type of man. Right? Lack of good parenting produced that type of man. And again, you are the full-grown adult. Who forced you to date a 25-year-old as a 40-year-old woman? Right? This is the thing where a 40-year-old man date a 25-year-old woman and lost his money, no one to blame but himself, right? There's no one to blame but himself. If he got used by young women for his money, he know better than going online and saying, "Oh, this 25-year-old woman used me for her money." Yeah, no fucking duh, you stupid. So you're the only one to blame. So as a 40-year-old woman, you're the only one to blame, dating a fucking 25-year-old man. And it's like, again, you double down on it and continue to talk about it. You double down and continue to talk about your degeneracy. It's absolutely disgusting, really. And this is why I said we need to bring back shame. Particularly, I'm sorry, the black community needs to bring back shame. Because during their worst times, Jim Crow and all these other times, they knew not to bring shame to their community. They knew that shit like this, you don't air out to the world. Unbelievable.
I'm really frustrated right now because the man I want, I would never date. I would never date, never in a million years, I would never date. And the man that I would date couldn't come correct.
I 100% believe that women are their own worst enemy. There is no one to blame but women when it comes to dating. Women are the root of the problem when it comes to dating. Women are the root. Women are the root source of why dating is terrible. So you're telling me the man you do want, you don't want to date. The man you don't want, you don't want to date. What does that leave you? What does that leave you? Men you want are not good enough to date. Men that you don't want are not good enough to date. What the fuck does that leave you? This is the thing, I've said this before, where I support, please just stay single. Get out of the dating market. Stop talking about men. Stop thinking about men. Stop dealing with men. Just get out of the dating market. 100%, completely. Stay single for the rest of your life. Because honestly, there are so many bitter women. There's so many miserable women. There's so many difficult women. There are so many women that are honestly not made to be in a relationship. You're not fit to be in a relationship. So it's better off that, you be happily single, right? Be happily single. You do the things you want, you go ahead, right? Whatever single life looks to you, do it. Stop dating men. Because to be all honest, I think women like this, if they get out of the dating market, it will be healthy for everyone, right? You're not dealing with toxic men and these women. Honestly, in my honest opinion, toxic people attract toxic people. So a woman like this will only attract terrible men. So she will only keep the terrible men, in circulation. So if terrible women are not in the dating market, terrible men don't have anyone to deal with, right? Hopefully good women don't even try to deal with these men, but I don't know. But again, these women just need to just be alone, because shit like this makes no sense. It makes no sense. Like, think about it. So men you want aren't good enough. Men you don't want are still not good enough.
This is to the woman that been sleeping with my husband for 2 years and the woman that been sleeping with my husband for 2 years only. If you're not that whore, keep on scrolling. See, I know a little more than what you think I know. And this right here, it'll make it to your For You page. This is your warning. And this is your first and only warning shot. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Hey! Tanisha, your mama? Huh? Why are you walking to school? I can take you. Get in. I'll take you to school. Get in. I know your mama. Where you go to school at?
Right there at the corner.
It's too cold for you to be out here walking. Why your mama ain't take you to school?
Because she's asleep.
Let me ask you something. Does somebody named Rod be at your mama's house?
Yeah, he right there. He down there right now.
Say what?
He down there right now.
He down there right now. Don't tell your mama I picked you up.
That's real. I think this is insane. I mean, like, the one thing I think, like, whatever, adults do the shit that adults do, but it's like, are we not teaching our kids not to interact with strangers? Is that gone now? Is that gone? Because why is your kid so stupid that they would get into a car with a stranger, right? That's the thing where I really want us to. What happened to us? Teaching our kids right, old school teaching, right? Don't take candies from strangers, right? Don't interact with strangers. Don't talk to strangers. Don't get into a car with strangers. What the hell? That is insane. If kids are doing this today, that is insane. That's insane. And this is the thing where shit like this, I wouldn't be surprised, right? Things like this, we gotta think. You wouldn't be surprised that adults will include family members, kids, into their messy situations, into their chaotic situations. And this is where, people lose their lives because of shit like this. Right? We don't realize how ugly the world is. They will include your family members, your kids, shit into their own problems. So this shit is crazy.
Girls, I need y'all to be opposite of a pick-me, okay? Let these niggas know you don't care what they like. They always, oh, I hate girls that smoke, oh, I hate girls that drink. When I was single, and they'll be saying that stuff, I'll be lying. I don't smoke or drink, but I'll be like, oh, dang, I smoke so much, man. Man, I drink every day. Just to show you I don't give a damn what you like. I don't like girls that curse. I'm going to start cursing 10 times more. Because who asked you what you like? I don't care what you like. You're the one pursuing me. I didn't text you. You're not going to text me and tell me what you like and you don't like. I don't care what you like. Take it or leave it.
The energy that attracts the players and the bad boys. The men that will use you and abuse you. You wonder why you attract those types of men. Right? The men that play games. The men that lie to you. Right? Because here's the thing. You don't care what men like. And then you're surprised that you attract men that don't care what you like. And only after to use you. Surprise, surprise. You wonder where not saying she said it. But then you wonder, where are good men at? They're not attracted to that. They're not attracted to that toxicity. You don't care what a man likes. Fine, because he talked to you. He went after you. Okay, cool. Okay. So then you be surprised that you attract men that don't care what you like. They're lying to you. They're faking it just to get with you. Right? That's the thing where I'm always, it's always insane to me that women want to put certain toxicity on pick-me's or certain groups. It's like, really? Caring about what a potential partner or a partner likes is insane to me. A person that's talking to you, then this idea, right? How she's talking about. You wonder why, okay? The dating market has changed. You wonder why men act a certain way. Let's say about the coffee dates thing, okay? You wonder why men are saying, let's do coffee dates or 50-50 because of attitudes like this. Because then at least men are putting low investment, right? Because she probably don't give a shit what you like or about you at all. Because you asked her out, you got her number, right? So really, you would think that that's how women are. They don't give a shit. They don't care what you like. So you better off to do a low investment date to see that, you know what, you can change her mind, or that she maybe do like you or not. Just to test the water. You wonder why things like that has happened. This is why I'm sorry, right? You hear women complain about certain things, dating market and all that stuff. But then you will find examples of why the dating market is how it is. Women are the root of it. Women have changed it. Women have did the damage to the dating market.
My mom chose a white man to be my father, and he still left.
This might be controversial, where I believe women in general have poor vetting skills, have poor picking skills, right? For women, dating is like you go to an ice cream store and you see hundreds of flavors and you pick the one that you want. But usually, right, the one that you want is you're attracted to it. Cool. Or what kind of job he has, okay? How he talks, right? His charm, if he's funny, okay? If he's tall. Very superficial traits. Right? And then you wonder, wow, this man cheated on me. This man lied to me. This man abused me. This man is like a womanizer, so on and so on. Traits that are inside, right? This is the thing where you see that a lot where, let's say black women, right? Where it's like, oh, black men treat me terribly. I'm gonna go for white men. And only to find out that, these white men treat me terribly as well. But you don't realize that it's not because of his race. It's not because how tall he is, how good looking he is, how wealthy he is. It's because women neglect personality. They will push up superficial traits, right? You know what, I'm done with black men, I'm gonna go for white men. Instead of, you know, I'm done with the men that have poor morality, no character, no principles, no boundaries, right? Terrible talking skills, terrible emotional intelligence, terrible personality. I'm gonna go for men that do have those, right? It's just like women don't understand that they're just switching, you know, they think that women, oh, I'm not going for black men, so I'm going to go for white men, and they think it solved the problem, when honestly, they don't realize it's the superficial traits, right, that it's them putting such high emphasis, right, high desire on the superficial traits was the main problem, was the problem all along, right? There are good black men out there. There are black men that would love you, cherish you, respect you, that are emotionally intelligent, that's loving, that's monogamous. You just don't want them. You're not attracted to them. And this is why I've said that I don't have sympathy for women. It's not that you can't find a man. It's not like you can't find a good man, a monogamous man, a man that's loving, respecting, whatever. It's that the problem that women are facing, and they're not saying, is that they're not attracted to the men that are. That's the problem.
I have decided to take a break from dating, mostly because of a conversation that I had with a 34-year-old man. He said, I don't take shits in public anymore. I was like, oh, why? Did something happen? He said, no, I just don't know how to wipe. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, I don't know how to wipe. So, like, I just take a shit at home and then take a shower. I was like, what do you mean you don't know how to wipe? He's like, well, I would just be sitting there wiping and wiping and wiping, and, like, the shit would never get cleaned. And so I'd just be walking around with dirty ass. I was like, oh, okay, cool.
There's so many things I want to say about this video. What are women attracted to? Do women not understand, right? Because I'm saying, like, how women are, their dating habits, right? Their, what they think that they should do, right? Because a lot of women, in my honest opinion, are going for purely, either he's attractive and or he has money. I don't think women are going for people with personality, okay? Where they are morally sound, they are good human beings, they're productive adults. I don't, because here's the thing, that doesn't sound like a productive adult. That doesn't sound like productive. And then you say, oh, that's all men. Really? I know plenty of men that take a shower every day and also know how to clean themselves. I know plenty of men that, like, don't have a problem with cleaning themselves, with wiping. So it's like, no, it's the men you choose. Women gotta really understand, there are like, what is it, 160 million men in here? You're not picking right. You're not picking right. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm gonna sound bitter, right? But this is the thing with women like that, right? Is that they don't realize that they're going for men that they are attracted to. Because me personally, I've done the dating apps and stuff like that, and you get women that don't even bother talking to you. They don't even bother talking to you. I guarantee you, there's plenty of women like this that they don't bother talking to any man they see, but the one man that you know what, he's attractive, so she'll give him a chance. That's the thing. That's how women do their selection. Okay, you know, he's attractive, so I'll give him a chance for a date. Well, you know what, I get all these DMs from all these men, but you know what, none of them are attractive or whatever, or they don't spark my interest, so I'll ignore it, I'll go sit, whatever. The one man that you choose, this is the thing women gotta understand. You have options, right, from dozens of men. Yet the one man you choose is the one man that can't wipe his ass. think about that. I really want women to understand that, because it's not that, okay, it's not that a whole year, the only man that ever been on your DM, that ever even looked your way, right? The only man, the only person that DM'd you, hollered at you, looked your way, whatever, was that one man that can't wipe his ass. So, okay, then I have sympathy for women if that's the case, where the only option you ever had, right, let's say in a year, was that one man. I got it. Okay, I understand. But that's a fucking lie. That's not true. Majority of women have plenty of options. Plenty of men in their DMs. Plenty of men ask them out on a date. Plenty of men are hollering them at their, approaches them. There's plenty of options. Okay, plenty of messages on dating apps. But guess what? It's that one man you chose to go on a date with. It's that one man you chose to get in a relationship with. It's that one man you chose to have a kid with. The one man you chose to get married to. Out of the dozens upon dozens of other men you chose not to choose. So then it's like, I find it funny that, okay, oh my God, I chose the one shitty man. I'm done with dating. And this is why men say pick better. Pick fucking better. Why are women, the only ones women are picking are the ones women are complaining about? Literally, you are picking them, right? Women are picking these said men. No one's forcing these men on them, okay? And I hate to say, I don't want to say that, oh, what about me? Because then it's not like, then, that's the kind of thing. But I'm saying, like, there are men out there, okay? There are men out there that they are, they're serious, they're committed-minded, they know how to wipe their ass, they're stable job, whatever. There are men that fit certain criteria. But women need to be more honest. They're just not attracted to those men. But yet, women are finding out that the men they are attracted to are the ones they complain about. These men that they're attracted to are the losers, or the men that don't know how to wipe their ass, or the men that cheat, lie, abuse, don't want to commit. These are the men that women are choosing.
Well, I'm single. I'm single because their mattress stink, their balls stink, they do it at the gas station, their fingernails dirty, they wear turtlenecks. You gotta feed them and treat them like a baby all the time. They ask you for $12. You gotta argue with baby mamas and stuff like that. They keep on cheating, they won't stop. Too many secrets. You gotta put tracking devices on them just to keep up with them. It's just too much. The hairline be way back. I don't know. Something just ain't right. Then you don't even know if they mess with a man or not, because they want you to touch areas that I just can't do it. I'm good. I stay single. I just stay single. I'm not gonna go deep into that right now. I'm not doing it.
I said this in my other videos where I'm a big supporter of women staying single, right? If you are happily single and you hate men, you hate the dating market, you have so much complaints, I support. I think more women should decenter men. More women should, do not interact with men whatsoever, to the best of your abilities. I really do. I mean, you are, women like this, you're just better off, right? You're better off not interacting with men. But I do want to say this, right? This is maybe, do some critical thinking, okay? In a sense, as food for thought. A woman like this, that says all the shit she said, it's not the men she chose. Because why is that important? Why is that important? You gotta think of this. A lot of women constantly have these think pieces about men. But when you actually listen to these women, when you actually truly understand these women, right, and their mindset or what they're saying, they're talking about the men they chose, okay? A lot of these women talking about the men they chose. They're not talking about men. This is why I always want to make the distinction. You're not talking about men. You are talking about the men you chose, the men you're attracted to, the men you gave time to, gave a body to, gave kids to, whatever. Men you chose. You're not talking about men. Because why is that distinction important? Because one, most women do not date most men. Your amount of men you dated, let's say long-term relationships, probably under 10 men. Now, probably the men you deal with, most women, they go on first dates with a lot of men, but they probably don't remember any of these men. So, to be honest, you don't deal with that many men, at least for a long-term thing. So, why is that a caveat? Because the men that you choose to deal with, this is what creates these trauma-filled responses. But guess what? You chose them. You had opportunities with the men that didn't stink. You didn't choose them. You had the opportunity with men that wouldn't ask you for $12. You didn't choose them. You had opportunities with other men you didn't choose. The one man you did choose, you complain about. This is why I'm amazed, right? Women have high standards, right, for top-tier men, yet they choose the losers. So in women's eyes, it's either I'm with the losers or I desire the top-tier men. It's no wonder women should just be single. They have poor vetting skills. They have poor picking skills. This is probably why fathers choose husbands, right? Because women suck at choosing men. And this is the thing. Dating for men and dating for women is different. Women have options, okay? One woman will have dozens of suitors, dozens of men that want to be with her. But out of those dozens, she chose one. And the one she chose, she's complaining about, right? So, to be honest, again, I support women being single. I just want a lot of women to actually think, and they probably won't, but actually think that maybe it's not men. Maybe it's not men that's the issue. Maybe it's you. Because the common denominator, all the men you chose, is you. Right? You chose these men. You fall in love with these men. You were attracted to these men. You gave your time, your body, your womb, whatever, to these men that you chose. I've heard so many women say, oh yeah, the nice guy, the good guy wanted me too, but I didn't want him. Okay. I dated plenty of six-figure men, but I picked this man. I've heard so many women's stories. Most women I've heard said that they had options with these other types of men, yet they chose the one they're complaining about. I just think women are ridiculous. Oh, I also want to add a thing, right? One of the things I've said why I hope women stay single, right? I hope they do. Because here's the thing. As women get older, they become a bigger red flag. Why? Why? Because of shit like that. trauma. You just gain more trauma. Because you have shown that you have bad discernment, you have bad judging character, you have bad picking skills. So you think that's going to improve? It's not. Most of the time, women will continuously pick wrong. Women will continuously pick terrible men. Because they pick the men they're attracted to. So think about it, where, oh, she dated that one man, gave her that trauma, next man gave her the next trauma, and so on and so on. So you only get more, baggage. So women like this, it's a perfect example of what I said. As they get older, they become bigger red flags.
As a man, if I had a badass bitch in my phone, I would be licking the screen and responding within 20 seconds. I work 70 hours a week. I still find time to respond immediately to people as soon as they hit up my phone. You guys, the nonchalant epidemic of 2025 has you guys in such a princess chokehold. Like, what's next? Do you guys want to be pillow princesses next?
A lot of times when I listen to women's takes, it's just, I always think this, right? I saw a comment that said, if women were men, they would be incels. If women were men, they would be exactly the men that they hate. Licking the screen, it's like, you're saying men to be desperate, needy. You want, this is the thing where I don't know who coined the term, right? Who made the term, like love bombing. It's like someone who's desperate, someone who's constantly thinking about you, someone who would ignore everything, drop everything just to focus on you. Women hate that shit, or at least they say it, right? They like, they would friend zone the men that would give them everything. They hate love bombing, right? They made it a thing. They hate men that would be obsessive about them. Stalking much, right? It's like this is something that I find women funny. When women say things, oh, men should do this, men should do that, you literally tell men to do things that you wouldn't really be attracted to. Okay? A lot of women don't realize that what you like in a man isn't because necessarily, right? Necessarily what he does do. I'm not saying necessarily, okay? Like how obsessive he is with you, how he would drop everything for you, all this stuff. You like him because you're attracted to him. You find him attractive. Because I believe a lot of women would want these kind of obsessive traits in a man that she's attracted to. Okay? Because attraction is what gets you in the door. Imagine, this is the thing, if she wasn't attracted to the man, all the things that she said, right, lick the phone and be upset, drop everything, is like, she would pretty much say he's a creep. He's a creep, he's a desperate creep. So this is the thing where a lot of women don't realize, you tell a man to, oh, do this, do that. No, because even a man that you're attracted to, you'll be fine if he didn't do these. Right? You'll be fine with he didn't do any of the things that women advise men to do. Because you wanted him, you are attracted to him. I've said this before, if women are attracted to said men, she would do everything in her power to make it easy for him, to make it so easy for him so he can get a relationship from her. If she's attracted to him. Women have proven it time and time again. If she's attracted, and I'm not saying just like she thinks you're good looking. No, she generally wants you, right? If she wants you, she's like, God damn, I want that man. She will make everything easy. She will go on a coffee date with you. She will give you the drawers that night. She will give you the panties that night. Okay? You don't have to lick the phone for her. You don't have to love bomb her. You don't have to sim for her. You don't have to do nothing. Because she will make it easy so you can get with her. This is why women's take is just kind of ridiculous. Because, like I said, none of the things women say will work unless she's attracted to you. If she's not attracted to you, she can say what. There's nothing you can do. Right? There's very little things you can do. So, yeah.
I hate my baby daddy. I hate that stupid bitch so bad. I hate him. I've never hated a motherfucker more in my life. Stupid. It's oh. Him. I hate him. Fuck him. Oh my god. Like, why the fuck?
Watching a video like that, it proves what men say right a lot of times, right? Something like that proves that men right. Men constantly say, oh, women love the players, the bad boys, the cheaters, the liars, these toxic men. While when women say, oh man, you are the lonely male epidemic is because you're a jerk. Really? Because more often than not, these jerks, these assholes, these abusers, these liars, these cheaters, these men you hate, always have women. Or constantly, women go for these men. Women give. This is the thing with a lot of women, right? Where they don't understand. Two of the things are the most treasured thing you can give a man: your body, your womb. And yet, women consistently give their body and or womb to the men that they hate, to the men that they complain about, right? Toxic masculinity, cheaters, liars, abusers. How many stories you hear where women go back to the abusers? Women go back to their ex-boyfriends that they left. Women go back to the cheaters. It's like you hear these stories a lot. Yet women come back to these men, or women choose these types of men. Oh, how could you know these men lie? Really? Men aren't that good at lying. And second, here, fine. Yeah, I guess men lie. Okay? But then what? a lot of these times when women figure out the lies, she still stays with him. Oh, she said, oh, they build up a love connection. Really? So this love connection is so strong, you ignore how terrible of a man this is, right? How terrible a man this guy is. You ignore that. You ignore that he's a cheater, he's a liar, he's an abuser, he's a bad man. You ignore it because of what, the time you spent with him? So your logical brain thinks that, okay, I'm going to spend more time with him because he's a terrible man. I found out he's a terrible man, so I'm going to spend more time with him. I'm going to give him my body more often. I'm going to either give him more kids or to give him a kid after I already found he cheated or after I already found that he's a terrible man, that he lied. This is a thing where I've seen it plenty of times. When women actually see the red flags, they still don't leave. So really, this whole thing that men switch up, men lie, I'm not saying that's necessarily false, but what I'm saying is that, you know what? Men aren't that good at liars. Two, I think more often than not, women lie to themselves. This is me not hating on women, giving women more credit. I think women are actually smarter than they lead on. So I think a lot of women see the red flags quite soon, quite early, because, I think women are smart. But because they're emotional, right? Because, women are very selective. So the man that they select, they assume, they perceive, they hope this man is an actual good man, top tier man or whatever, a special man, right? He's the one that you pick out of the hundreds or dozens of others. So women are egotistical in that way, where, okay, I picked this man out of dozens and dozens of men that wanted me, I have to stick with it because, don't want to prove myself wrong. So I believe more often than not, women lie to themselves more often than these men lie to them. Women lie to themselves and stay in the relationship hoping that this man would change, hoping that this man would become what she thinks this man should be or is. So, and the worst thing, okay, is that a lot of these women use the type of men they chose, okay? Use the men that they chose, use the men that they gave their body to, their time to, their youth to, and then use that as a template, okay, for all men. So you blame all men are liars, all men are cheaters, all men are terrible, just because of the man that you chose. It's just kind of stupid.
I feel like not enough men realize that due to their behaviors and their lack of empathy, their favorite anime character would fucking body them in the streets for being a terrible person. And I feel like you guys should recognize that a little bit more.
In my, I think the last 2 videos or so about how women give mixed signals, how women are not socially cohesive, right? When it comes to whether men should approach women or not, how there's some women that said, men should approach, while some women said men shouldn't approach. And then I get a lot of comments saying, oh, we should be treating women individually. Not every woman is the same. Okay, I get that. Or saying that, oh, women are not a monolith. So I understand. Okay, cool. I find it funny that when it comes to race, right? Race, it's not a monolith. When it comes to gender, right? Women, it's not a monolith. Yet, when it comes to men, we are a monolith. Right? It is okay. And this is, again, not just her. I believe most women would view most men in a monolithic way. Best case in point, I'd rather choose the bear. Right? I'd rather choose the bear. Assuming because what? Most men are dangerous. Balance of women probability, right? Women's illogical probability that any man you meet in the forest is dangerous, while a bear is safer. That is women's logic. When in actual statistical logic, right, statistical data, balance of probability, you will probably be safer, okay, with a man than a wild animal. But whatever. I'm more going to the point where it is always okay to view men in a monolithic way than any other group or category. Right? Women, you shouldn't view women as a monolith. You should treat them individualistically. View them very in an individual light. You shouldn't view race groups in a monolithic way. Yet, when it comes to men, society, particularly women, it is okay to view men in a monolithic way. Oh, men don't understand how women have to be cautious around men or how dangerous men are. Really? Statistically, most men are not dangerous. Statistically, most men are not dangerous. But, because the small minority of men that are dangerous, we need to be cautious against all men. Now, I'm not saying that, women shouldn't be cautious. That's not what I'm saying. But again, what I'm pointing out is that it is okay to view men in a monolithic way. Yet every other group you name, we shouldn't view them in a monolithic way, right? It's kind of the hypocrisy. And this is particularly always pushed by women. You want to use this, the argument that, race isn't a monolith, women are not a monolith. Yet, when it comes to practice, you push men as a monolith. And I find that I always love to point out the hypocrisies. I said this before, I don't hate women. I don't hate women. I mean, you may think that I do because of what you perceive my content as, but it's more like I hold people accountable for their words and actions. And I love to point out hypocrisies and delusions. Sadly, I see that a lot with women, right? So, yeah. Also, I want to point this out, okay? With her video in particular, saying that men that watch anime, okay, they would be beaten by the characters that they liked in these animes, which is weird and ridiculous. But here's the thing where, why are you assuming that the men that watch anime are bad men? I don't really understand that. because this is, in my opinion, okay. Usually, again, I'm going by assumptions. I'm not going by any studies. There's no concrete statistics, so I'm not using that. I'm basing it on pure assumption, pure 100% my own point of view, okay? You would assume that men that watch anime, have comics, whatever, are usually awkward men, usually less social. I don't know what you mean by terrible men, because usually these types of men don't interact with society at large, with women at large. So what do you mean by being terrible, okay? These men are not known to be in or are relationship types of men, okay? These aren't the type of men, again, I'm going by assumption, going my own biased viewpoint. These men are not known to be relationship desired men, okay? Or for women to want to be in relationships with these men. So I don't understand her view of being terrible men, because usually these also men, I don't believe, are necessarily the ones that are, again, on my own weird point. It's like the typical, what do I say? Abusive men. Because here's the thing, okay? Statistically, women are more likely to be, abused in a relationship than they are by a stranger. So I would say already the most terrible men, okay, is the men that women choose. And I just find it weird when women make these kind of takes, because where's the basis for this? Where's the what's the point? I honestly, because it just seems like you just want to make a monolithic opinion against all men. And I think it's ridiculous.